Well, one gift that Beijing certainly doesn't want to see given any time over this holiday period is military arms from Washington to Taiwan. But the US and China are at odds again after reports that the United States could soon announce another sale of weapons to Taiwan. Taiwan and China are governed separately and share a sometimes tense relationship. China has criticised the United States for selling arms to Taiwan in the past, and White House experts say China could break off recently re-established military contact with the United States as a way of showing its displeasure if the latest sale goes ahead.
But the US says Taiwan is a self-ruled and democratic country that has a right to defend itself and argues Washington has a duty to sell arms to Taipei under the Taiwan Relations Act. Let's go to BON's Kevin Jia in the newsroom to see what internet users are saying about this. Now, Kevin, given the sensitive nature of this, presumably there's been a fairly strong reaction online.
Yes, that's right. Many internet users in mainland China are angry, and they are critical of the U.S. for saying that the United States agrees that Taiwan is part of China while selling arms to them at the same time. These people also suggest that Beijing should sell arms to Iran or sell U.S. treasures as a countermeasure. One commentator named Neutral says an American company, United Technologies Corporation, China's largest foreign investor enterprise, manufactures arms sold to Taiwan. He mentions all UTC's units have business links in China, such as Otis, which makes and installs elevators, and Sikorsky Aircraft, which makes helicopters from commercial, industrial, and military use. Neutral's post has been strongly supported by other web users, and some are demanding economic sanctions against those companies.
So a lot of people calling for a preemptive strike, as it were. What else are people saying, Kevin?
Well, there's some reactions from Taiwan website udn.com. Some people pointed out that Taiwan needs large amounts of money for rebuilding work after the devastating floods earlier this year, and they say it's totally irresponsible to spend so much on weapons, which funnels that money towards the U.S. economy. Others in Taiwan do support the sale, though. They believe it's reasonable for Taiwan to buy some advanced weapons to enhance its defense capabilities.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, folks, we have a quote here from Foreign Policy magazine saying, over the years, US arms sales to Taiwan have become a political football more symbolic than strategic, considering the towering and growing imbalance of power across the Taiwan Strait. Sure.
But we are talking about quite a different situation now than, say, even 3 years ago, since Ma Ying-jeou came to power, and since his predecessor Chen Shui-bian had a much tenser relationship with the mainland. So those relations, we've seen the improvements in terms of trade, in terms of cooperation, even to the level that there has been some cooperation between the naval forces, the police naval forces, on looking out at avoiding or stopping smuggling between the two sides, between Taiwan and the Chinese mainland. So there are improvements there, but it's still going to be a sticking point.
That's right, and what some people in the US are worried about, as we saw with the Bush administration selling weapons to Taiwan, Beijing cut off most military contact, and there are fears that that could happen again should this sale go ahead.
Sure, something that's not going to help either side, really.